Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zin, and in this video I'm going to propose some counter picks for anyone having trouble playing against Tyranitar. I do think that he is a bit overhyped. He's not as broken as some other releases like Greedent. Whenever a new character is released, Unite players have a hard time playing against him. It's the same thing for all MOBAs, but the difference is that other MOBAs have a pick ban phase. If you play League of Legends, all new champs get banned for around 60% of the time because they are released broken and overtuned. Also, people don't want to play against or with a teammate using the new character because there's a big chance that teammate has no idea how to play the new champion and he'll grief your elo. Here's another thing. A lot of Unite players, especially Pokemon Unite content creators, want a pick ban phase, which I do agree with. The game does need a pick ban phase, but here's the funny part. If they ever introduce it, those same content creators will be complaining about how they can't play the new character and make content about him because he is banned every freaking match. Oh my god, I can't wait for that to happen. It's going to be fun to watch. Holy. So I have a list of different counters. Some are direct counters to TTAR. Most of them do not really counter him, they just give him a harder time throughout all stages of the match. So let's start with the biggest counters to TTAR. First one is Slowbro. Well, when I say Slowbro, I'm not talking about his Unite move, because it can literally counter every Pokemon. So mentioning Slowbro just for his Unite is not my goal. Scald, however, is a very good counter to TTAR. When using Scald, you can slow enemies and lower their physical attack by 40% for 3 seconds. Do you know how strong this is? Like, you ever face a Slowbro with a physical attacker? I don't know, you're probably using Machamp or Serena, and the more the fight is prolonged, the harder it is for you to KO Slowbro. It's because of how OP Scald is. Also, I shouldn't forget about Amnesia, which can literally restore all of his health with the help of Potion. So TTAR can't execute Slowbro that easily. It's so hard for him to do so. But Slowbro alone is not going to carry your games. He needs some help from his teammates. Like, do not expect to lock in Slowbro and win every game against TTAR. Just keep that in mind. Second Pokemon is Blissey. Blissey with soft boiled eggs can heal her teammates and keep them alive for longer periods of time and extend teamfights. She is also hard to one-shot because of how much HP she has. Safeguard doesn't help as much because TTAR does true damage, so he just ignores shields. It can only help by not getting CC'd and stunned. That's mostly it. Third one is Azumarill. Yeah, this guy, Blue Pikachu. His whole kit is made around 1v1 in other Pokemon. If he is in a 1v1 scenario, he wins most of them. It's mostly because of his attacks can crit in a 1v1 scenario. He gets his Unite move pretty fast, he can CC with Play Rough, and he can keep his distance with Aqua Tail. Azumarill is a real menace, so don't sleep on this Pokemon. The next Pokemon on the list help counter TTAR with displacement crowd control. So for example, Mr. Mime with his walls, he can help his team zone the enemy from certain areas like the Zap Pit. It can make TTAR's life hard whenever he tries to chase down anyone, but playing Mime with walls in solo queue is a bit rough, so I recommend playing Snorlax more than Mime. So you should be using Heavy Slam and Block. He is already tanky, so he can't get one-shotted, and he has an AoE crowd control knockup with Heavy Slam, and he can zone multiple enemies at the same time using Block. Do not sleep on Snorlax, he's one of the best playmaking defenders in the game. You do need at least one good teammate to unleash the true power of Snorlax in solo queue. I could also recommend Trevenant, but I'm still not sure yet. He does have good crowd control, but Trev has no range, and if you stay in TTAR's melee range, you get stunned, and he'll deal so much damage to you. You know, I'm still not sure about Trev. So, what did we learn from this? We learned that it's hard to go 1v1 against TTAR, especially in melee range. But Pokemon Unite has different ways of winning matches. You can literally just ignore TTAR in teamfights and just focus on the objectives. For example, Dragonite. He has a level 8 power spike. With Hyper Beam you can secure every objective in the game. If you know how to use this character, you will solo win most of your games. And Dragonite has a lot of mobility with Dragon Dance, so he can kite a lot and still auto attack from a distance. Next up is Talonflame. This bird offers mobility and secure. I've seen a lot of players use this character incorrectly in solo queue. Unfortunately, Talonflame players are a different breed of stupid. And this is coming from a Talonflame main, so do not take this too seriously and harshly. But besides that, Fly could be the same or the best secure in the game in the same spot as Hyper Beam. The difference between the two is that Hyper Beam deals more damage, but it has a delay. However, Fly is an instant secure with very little delay. Also, TTAR can't easily catch you. You can just flame charge away, or fly in the sky, and he won't be able to follow you. Third one, Gengar. Big power spike at level 7, his Dream Eater Shadow Ball combo does approximately 5k damage. Same thing as Talonflame and Dragonite. If you have no faith in your team, they are not performing well, you can unite, sneak up to objectives, and secure them with your combo. By the way, Hex could be a good counter since it has a lot of invincibility frames, you can't get targeted and damaged during Hex. You can keep spamming it and maybe it's a decent way to directly counter TTAR in teamfights. I'm not sure yet. And speaking of iframes, maybe Wild Shard Zero Aura could have some use, but again, I'm not yet sure. Next up for ranged characters, Decidueye, Delphox, and Gardevoir. Now, these Pokemon can counter when given the right conditions and the right team comp. You need at least one frontline to do so. Besides that, they have a lot of range, and they also have decent CC with Fire Spin, Future Sight, Moonblast, and Leaf Storm. Next up on the list are Pokemon that literally ignore the game altogether. Pokemon who can focus mainly on split pushing, scoring, getting vision, and creating chaos around the map. First up is Crustle, using Shell Smash for mobility. The second move either Stealth Rocks or X-Scissors, it depends on what you like. So you get your level 4 and you focus on scoring, invading enemy terrain, become a Rotom gamer even. Maybe you can show up for a Dreadnought, with move speed emblems you will create even more chaos. Next one is Talonflame, again, the one that has Score Shield, with Goal Getter and Float Stone, the Backcapping, Chaos Enabler, Talonflame. Crashy has a couple videos about this build, you can watch them to learn more about it. Same thing as Crustle, you focus on scoring and backcapping. Third one is Greedent, same thing as the other ones, you can still use Float Stone and Goal Getter and all those items, however, you don't need to, you can just use a regular HP and attack held item and boost emblem build. What's great about this Pokemon is his survivability, his mobility, and how much vision he can give to his teammates. It's very annoying to deal with a good Greedent. The fifth strategy to deal with TTAR is probably the best one, and it is to invade his jungle and starve him of experience. Obviously, if the Tyranitar is jungling, you just invade him, of course. In solo queue, I'm still not sure why people don't try to invade weak early game junglers. Like if you see jungle TTAR, invade him. He is literally a farming simulator before hitting level 9. One of the best characters to do invades with consistently is Hoopa with Hyperspace Hole. So at level 4, once Hoopa gets the ability, as soon as you are done with the first bees that spawn at 850 in your lane, invade a TTAR jungle. Tyranitar lacks last hidden before level 9. Hoopa has good last hidden with both Hyperspace Hole and Astonish. Also Hyperspace teleports you back to your base to heal you, and you can still come back to contest TTAR's jungle. Now you are a support, you don't need to scale to be useful. Even if you die, you still wasted so much of his time. Now, he won't be able to have a third rotation. Hoopa in solo queue is not used to his full potential. In the competitive scene, this jungle invade strat is used a lot of time, so do not sleep on Hoopa. We are still doing jungle invaders, and one of them is Snorlax. So at the start of the game, you go straight to invade his jungle. Lax has a lot of CC and better secure than Tyranitar, but it's still not the best option. Third one is Greedent, the king of invading. He has better last hidden, it's Greedent, I don't need to say anything else. On the same boat, backcapping, scoring Talonflame. You can invade and take a couple Corefishes and go back to lane, then rinse and repeat. Keep invading whenever his jungle is about to spawn, keep starving him of farm, because a level 6, 7, 8 TTAR is pretty useless as a jungler, and because of your shenanigans your team will have a better chance at winning first Dreadnought. Like Talon and Greedent, Crustle is in the same boat. You either fully commit to backcapping, invading and split pushing, or you can do a 50-50 strat, be annoying by invading and scoring, and still show up to objectives. Then we have a couple Pokemon with very strong early game who can also invade. So first is Lucario, he doesn't require any farm to be good. You can either invade from the start, or even better, invade after the first bees, especially on E-Speed Lucario. The second is Absol. His level 5 is nuts, level 7 even better. Both lane or jungle Absol can invade the enemy's jungle after the first bees. And it depends on your luck. Not the best strat because you need level 5 to invade, but still very feasible in the right conditions, so good luck. Last category are Pokemon that have a lot of mobility but can still auto attack and deal damage, and Kite. Charizard is one of the best kiters in the game. You can unite TTAR and deal continuous damage without getting CC'd, but you have to unite at full HP or anything close to it. If you use it at below 40%, you will probably get KO'd. Also, focus on uniting during teamfights, so that he cannot target you alone. Still, I'm not sure about this kiting thing versus TTAR. I've seen a lot of Charizards have a rough time, some had an easy time against him. Char is mostly a suggestion, it's not really a guaranteed counter. Next in our chitin list is Glaceon using Icicle Spear, a move that can damage opposing Pokemon from far away. Glaceon is so annoying with the bug too. It has an early power spike, so level 6 it becomes a fully fledged Pokemon. Against melee ranged ones, it's easy to keep your distance with Glaceon. You keep auto attacking, getting your stacks to use Icicle Spear, then Ice Shard, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Sylveon is another mon that's similar to Glaceon. It has an early power spike at level 4 and 6. It has CC immunity, it can use Hyper Voice doing damage, while also kiting any incoming damage, so pretty good. Also, I shouldn't forget this one, both evolutions at level 4 are strong laners. After first Bees, you can invade TTAR's jungle and starve him from farm, or just annoy him in general, you know. I could also recommend Cinderace since he has good mobility and range. Blaze Kick helps him reposition himself in teamfights, especially with a front line to take all the damage for you. Greninja, maybe not as much against TTAR. Smokescreen is a really strong ability since you can use it to reduce the vision for a few seconds to anyone chasing you or in teamfights in general. Grin has a lot of outplay potential with his mobility and skill sets. The last Pokemon on the list is Eldegoss. Why am I thinking of Eldegoss? Well, it's most likely because of his Unite move. So when TTAR is CCing your team and doing damage, you can use Elde's Unite move to heal them back to health. Besides that, you can also use Leaf Tornado for mobility. This move can be used by all of your teammates to move faster and to slow down incoming enemies. If TTAR ever becomes meta, Eldegoss might also see more use. So yeah, these are the 15 or so Pokemon that can stop TTAR in his track. Well, not all of them, some of them are very good counters. Most of the others can at least help you doing so. Remember that CC is your friend and do not fight TTAR in melee range. Besides that, good luck in solo queue. I'll be making more videos on Pokemon Unite, more Boost Emblem builds and gameplay videos are coming soon. Next video is probably going to be a solo queue Tyranitar release tier list. So sub to the channel, like the video, and see you!